Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in business, and this is the perfect time for you to arrive if you have just joined us. We are going into the second map of our second semi.
Oh, yes.
I'm Machine. I'm joined by Henry G. We have got Fnatic, who just put on a clinic on Overpass.
Yeah, that was impressive to say the least. What a great development this team has had in the last few months. Not only lifting a trophy a couple of months ago, and now just continuing to evolve and look better and better at every single tournament. It's been great to watch so far, Alex. What have I told you? Your viewing experience could be enhanced.
You've been telling me about this. So this is Premium Pass thing.
There's this thing called the Premium Pass, which is available right now. You can put it on for this game. You can have it ready for this semi-final and the grand final for the low, low price of $4.99. That enables you to get all 10-player POVs, right?
10.
And you get to see Sliggy and the observing team,
11,
detailed
12.
player stats, custom crosshairs, and cheer for your favorite teams. Now, doesn't that sound nice?
It sounds amazing. And of course, did you hear Freya talking about this clapping thing as well?
What's that?
Well, if you want to clap, you can clap, essentially. Now, that's not only in life, which you can do, but also if you have that Premium Pass, if you've treated yourself already, you, alongside with everyone else that has it, if they clap for a player enough, they'll be on fire for everyone watching.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's aesthetics, and we all obviously are suckers for aesthetics. We're also suckers for Counter-Strike, Henry, and it does look like it's time for us to jump in. Arlington, are you ready?
Yeah, that's it. Let's make some noise.
That sounds like a little bit.
Let's get some energy in the room. Team Liquid on the CT side. This is the pick of Liquid. You'd expect them to do a lot better than they did on Overpass. The smoke's down towards the arch side, and we're going to see now Twist being challenged. He'll be baiting his teammate Nap, who sticks towards the corner here. There's a big CT stack, and Nap's got players all in front of him here. He manages to get 2 heads. 4 versus 2 now. Bomb down in a horrible position for JW and Brolan. This one doesn't look recoverable.
The bomb itself, as well as the round. Yeah, Twist will confirm things. Catches the JW on his extension. Brolan, last man standing.
Yeah, he will do very well to even find a frag at this point. The bomb down in a very precarious position, looking for any sort of points of access here. He's been spotted. He knows he hasn't got the range advantage there. Glock in hand. 4 players to find. Minute on the clock, just trying to farm some cash if possible at this stage. Any kills would do. Liquid,
they have their plan. And jumping for info, they get it. Stewie does fall, though, and that's a way in. Brolan, he's already got 2. A chance on the 3rd as well. Twists. God, Fnatic. Every single one of their individuals, in the form they're in here in Texas, they will keep you on your toes. You have to respect even the Glocks, which Flusher proved only moments ago on Overpass.
A fast approach here from Fnatic, trying to pounce upon the A-bomb side there, but Liquid were very, very ready for it. They had 4 players on this side of the map, a great crossfire setup, but Roland certainly made things uncomfortable. A double kill here towards the arch side. I guess from $600 at least. And do they force buy into this round? They do not. So taking the full eco, PD50 from Brolan. Still in the profits because PD50 only cost $300. He got 600 from the previous round. You can see them preparing for the AKs. Only 2 rifles though, the M4 and the FAMASAU for Twist and Nitro respectively. You got 3 MP9s here. Now that's going to be a problem going into that next round, because that's when the AKs will be brought out, and that's when we'll have to see the aggression once again. We'll have to see them pushing down towards Banana, getting stuck in with the SMGs. But for now, the objective is just keep 5 players alive. No kills can be conceded here.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of balancing act to strike in your second round buy on the CT side. You want the rifles, you're assuming you're going to succeed, especially if the bomb didn't go down, so you know you're going up against those ecos, but you also have to think, yes, I want to farm some cash. Yes, $600 a kill is nice, but I really don't fancy my chances with an MP9 up against the rifles.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
Here comes the initial damage, and a nice swing from Nitro, just going to completely inflict Flusher and Brolan with some lethal damage. 5 points of health. His heart's still beating, but he's got nothing, absolutely nothing to throw into this round. A little bit of damage, but we will see the second for Liquid. A much better start than it was on the first.
Yeah. That's decent from Stu as well. Sure, they're only Glock kills, but he needs to start getting his numbers up. He finished the first half on 7 and 21.
Yeah.
Really a rough one for him. He was getting battered and bruised towards that middle position time and time again. Just couldn't even get going at all. As we'll see the 2-0 come through, but as we mentioned, the rifles are going to be brought out here as we'll get into round 3. We'll play going down. They can bring out another rifle here. So Twist, Elige, and Nitro, the heavy artillery, Stewie, and Naf with the SMGs here. But still, I would suggest they need to go some assertive Banana control. They're going to send 3 players there at the start. Smoke down towards T-steps. Exactly that. Stewie needs to go for this first kill. Not going to work out for him, though. Golden knew exactly what was coming his way.
Yeah, and actually gets the info on Naf, who's going to swing out. Another kill. Golden, 2 quick frags on the aggressive MP9s to start this one off. An advantage now for Fnatic that they can continue to twist the knife upon. Smoke will slow them down. That's Elige now just taking full control of Banana, maintaining it despite the loss of 2 players on that side of the map. Now Nitro. He's got a lot to do with this FAMAS. Getting the info and he's going to just fall back, gets a bit of utility involved. Wants to dissuade Fnatic, slow them down. The clock is not an issue in any stretch of the imagination at this point in time.
Oh, the flashbang is though for Nitro. He'll have to fall right back here. He knows they're coming towards Arch, but can he do anything about it now? The utility being deployed, and that's a decent effort with the spray, but it's cost him all of his bullets. He'll have to reload. Now Twist isolated on the bomb site. He knows it. Are they actually sneaking through? I can't believe it, JW. You are ridiculous. He will be punished for it in the end, and now Twist is holding on strong. They've done enough here on the Team Liquid side. It looked like the round was about to fall apart. JW pushing through this smoke. He's been making those sort of plays throughout the entire tournament. It looked idyllic. But unfortunately for him, Nitro had a few bullets left and he manages to win the round. The first 2 kills go in favor of Fnatic, but they can't stick the landing at all.
Yeah, that's incredible from Liquid. You got to give some credit to Nitro. How many bullets? 5. Yeah, 5-2 left as he's caught JW, but it's Twists to really find the final necessary cherry on top. Lovely double kill as they do wrap around.
Nitro picked up the AK then as well and got a second frag from that position. That was very well done. Exactly what Liquid needed here on the second map. It is their pick. Absolutely ruined on overpass. They were 9-0 down, but now they've got the strong start. That's how we would call the bonus round these days, when you have the SMGs coming in against the rifles, and they look to continue their strong form here. A couple of kills coming through, Naf and Nitro. AWPs come out early as well, so they're in a fantastic position here. This should be a clean round. Looking to build up that cash and build up a reservoir, some foundations, so they can start to be aggressive and start playing their own game, which they just didn't really have an option to do so in that first map.
I'm calling it now. I've seen Elige doing that wallbang a lot. He jumps on the pallet and sprays into the corner. I haven't seen a kill yet. I reckon this is the Inferno where Elige's ratty little wallbang connects.
I feel like you might be right.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't know how much damage that does, but the fact he's doing it so much, it suggests it does a lot.
Yeah, there must be a reason. Rhyme and reason. Just got the perfect weapon for this job now. That Krieg. Whoa, Golden. He doesn't need anything more than the Deagle to contest. Gets the shot, but Naf, he was pushed up aggressive and does do exactly what he had to. Double kill to contain, just the last is Crims then. Same weapon that Golden made quite the impact with, but unfortunately for him, he's not ready for the off angle. Lovely hold from Naf, and will keep the Krieg as well, worth mentioning. A powerful weapon, and he'll be throwing that likely to the player with the most preference for the Krieg, so we're about to learn something. Who has it? It might be positionally based, but it does look like Stewie wants to keep hold of it.
Well, there we go. Nice shot from Golden. That's all they get in the round. Stewie 2K, normally anchoring towards that B-bomb site, remember. So playing towards coffins, you do want the scoped weapon so you can actually challenge. Gives them a bit more strength and confidence to take the jewels instead of having an M4, which will be difficult to operate with. So that does make a lot of sense in general. Or for Nitro, you'll see him moving around the map every single round. He'll try and be a little bit more dynamic than usual, especially on the CT side of Inferno. Nades being exchanged, but no heavy aggression from the CT side here. Will they be able to inflict any damage? Not just yet. So pretty clean so far. Not so much the CTs as Naf and Stewie receive a grenade to the face, but now looking like they want to get aggressive themselves. Going to get out towards those sandbags.
Despite all of that utility, Flusher so healthy, ready and willing to take the fight. Stewie, and the first body dropped again. This is becoming somewhat of a trend, Henry.
You can see him getting frustrated. Like, he's the anchor, like I said. He should be displaying on the bomb side. Like, did get flashed over, admittedly, but 2 players waiting for him on the Fnatic side. He did reasonable damage, but a 5 versus 4, flashing down to 10. They're going to have 2 players on this side of the map now. Elige will join Naf, boosting 1 player up. They're both positioned towards CT spawn, which can be problematic. Smoke towards coffins.
The power of a smoke grenade there, of course, especially if you go close to that smoke, you can hug it and not be too at threat or risk from that boost position. Instead, campaign continues for Fnatic up middle now. They'll take that control, deny all of that information for the 2 members there. Nitro AWPing towards the Arch, rather standard so far for the setup, and of course in pit supported by Twists. That man advantage for Fnatic. And even the rotate, they've taken somewhat of a gamble here. If Fnatic continue with this, as the smoke arrives on Library, there is only 1 man who could hold this ace site. It's all going to be falling onto the shoulders of Twist with 20 seconds. This is the commitment. They're coming to him, and it's all on his shoulders. Goodness, he might have to just let this go away. JW checks him out. No worries. Perfect weapon for the job. Bomb in and round likely won as the save going to be called out.
Yeah, you might as well save at this point. And once you've lost that first pick as well, you have to establish control of 1 part of the map. You have to take a gamble and work with the little information you have. They send 2 players towards B, leaving Twist alone on the A site. He managed to pull it off before, tucked into that corner, but this time in towards that pit position. He was sniffed out by JW, managing to use the AWP to great effect there on the T side. That was a very important pick. And we'll see them actually have 5 players alive, and that's very important considering their money's actually not great on that T side right now.
So I'm asking for a Henry G tutorial.
Okay.
T side AWPing Inferno, often it's seen as something, you know, rare, specialist.
Sure.
What do you expect JW? Where does the most impact come out of a T-side AWP with JW in the throne?
Well, obviously working towards a middle position, towards arch side and quad, depending on their setup, so he can actually be very audacious in those sort of spots. He can go out when the smoke dissipates and just take challenges. He's more than happy to do so, and it's really impactful at the start and late stages of the round. So you get a post-plant situation towards B, for example. You've got the AWP towards new boxes behind the fountain. That's a pretty much guaranteed round, but it's the mid stages is the problem. When you're actually trying to get towards the bomb sites, trades coming through, can be very close-range encounters on Inferno. Many different closets for the CTs to sit within, and at that point, that's when the AWP isn't as effective. That's why it's very difficult to have massive amounts of impact and huge stats, but you can have very important and influential kills.
See how that mid-round goes out. For now, the opening stages have led many to have some shrapnel lodged within their limbs. Golden and Flush are down to the 60 mark. For Stewie just a little lower. And so a 3-2 split for Fnatic. Interestingly enough, it's going to be Brollan just enabling... Crim's enabling Brollan to enter apps silently by walking over his teammate's head, something Fnatic have been integrating into their play. But Banana control completely gifted and seized at this point in time. Just Flusher going to be left to his own devices there, and we've seen how powerful that can be.
Yeah, it's a very good point. You'll often find Flusher by himself towards Banana, just causing a nuisance usually. JW, we said those picks towards middle would be important, and he's in the prime position to take it down. The smoke was a little bit underwhelming on the CT side. Actually give him a massive gap, but Twist will have to pull this one back. He does damage towards Crims, but no kill found. Still a 5-on-4. Fnatic with the advantage once again. There's going to be 45 seconds remaining. Incendiary thrown towards the R side, but Golden happy to push through it. Apparently that's going to cost him his life almost certainly, and indeed it will. 4-on-4 now.
A golf clap for the Flame puts us back into an even game. 4v4 towards B, though, is the plan with 30 seconds left. A quick flash and a late smoke. No smoke at the moment. He's just going to be enough for the white screen. Now Stewie makes his presence known from Nubox, and together they get the job done. A perfect partnership and a 5th on the board for Liquid.
It wasn't looking good there. The fact that Nap was so flashed in spawn, especially, like he was exposed. That one player checked that position and pre-fired him, he was done for there. But Stewie firing off a shot initially did take enough attention towards the bomb site to Nap to survive, and now Stewie hitting a couple of decent shots as well. This is the incendiary play as Golden, as we normally say, these in-game leaders, they'll be lurking around the map trying to find information and get cues for their teammates when they need to commit here. Stewie hitting a couple of pretty decent shots. Needs to see a lot more of that for him to start getting that confidence back on his side of the server. 5-1. Fnatic do have money available to them after winning that round cleanly before, all 5 players surviving. AWP still a possibility, but possibly won't actually come out here because JW at 5.7k wouldn't have much else to work if he gets the AWP out at this point.
He's yet to buy. You saw him there just taking his full use of the remaining time to make that choice.
Yeah, he really is thinking
there
about
we go.
it.
Yeah, he's gone for it.
So no helmet, goes for the smoke instead. And at this stage, double AWP setup on the CT side. Much better start here from Liquid. Deep smoke suggests maybe a bit of aggression here from the CTs. Flusher, though, is the ultimate player towards Banana.
Oh, the smoke failed. I think it might have been because of the Molotov. Now there's a gap that they can peek around. Oh, and the speculative shots even will deter Stewie. Very early double AWP being pulled out by Liquid here.
I feel like it's because Stewie just isn't really feeling it with the rifle right now, and it's just a nice little change up just to kind of get a different mentality in general, different play style. Won't be as aggressive, won't be feeling like he has to push, he can just hold angles, get the kills required, and just have to play his B game at this point because the rifles just aren't working out for him at all. Yeah,
but we haven't seen any of those early death sets since the AWP transition.
Exactly. You're right. So that does make a lot of sense, and sometimes you just have to swallow your pride and admit your rifles aren't working out for you and just go to plan B. And that seems to be working out quite effectively here. Nafly hitting all of his shots, and he's got decent backup now with the AWP. Baiting out some smokes towards the Banana side. You can see Fnatic are postured outside the bomb site here. Maybe just trying to bait out some utility. You can see Flusher.
He's just using the sound to try and draw him out. Pulling the pin, pulling the pin, pulling the pin.
That's so cool.
Imagine if you fall for it, you're going to feel like such a melon. 30 seconds, and now they advance towards middle. There are 3 CTs set up to receive this, and a perfect timing on the Molotov Golden. Come on now.
Yep, leave it this time.
He's learned his lesson. Are they really? They really are. Rotating with 20 seconds left. Fnatic are heading to B. They're going to leave Brollan to try and sell this, and with a frag, they might even sell it now. Stewie, however, with utility thrown in his direction, will stand his ground, and jumping across. Flusher gets the info and catches Stewie on the offline. Naf, however, still has a chance, and only one. That may not be enough. The bomb can go down just in the nick of time.
Wow. Takes 4 seconds of the clock that bomb planted. If Naf gets a second kill, it could have been enough. 3 versus 2 now. Is it worth going for? Nitro, the AWP, flashed off. He thinks better of it. He will be falling back there. And what another fantastic play from Brolan. We talked about his confidence in taking matters into his own hands. He goes by himself towards the A side of the map. A few smokes to back him up. Wiggles his way through towards the hay bales and then completely destroys the apartments player. And at that stage, that's that commitment to go through. Team Liquid didn't necessarily take the bait there, but it certainly ruffled the feathers of Liquid at that point. 2 players were already on site. Stewie couldn't find the shot required. Nafly only good for 1. You can see him trying to bide his time, just trying to run that clock down.
Yeah, and what's so powerful about it is you have to respect that Brolan's still there. You know, on that rotate, there will always be that paranoia that if you don't go hunting, if you haven't hunted him down, your flank is going to be open. There's a time limit on the retake. It's all gross and scary.
Yeah, you have to deal with him first before you can think about going to the other side. Smoke down, great flashbang as well. Jumps up in the hay bale. As you can see, he knows the tendencies of Twists. Gets a nice pre-fire towards that position, and then Stewie, he had to find at least 1 AWP kill there. Nafly couldn't do all the heavy lifting. They found him out pretty quickly. Only good for 1. Did reasonable damage to a second, but the money was too low to even justify the retake at that point. So 5-2, Fnatic starting to sink their teeth into this second map. It's going to be the double AWP setup again for Team Liquid, this time in the hands of Nafly to go with Nitro.
Interesting. Flame arrives and will deter. Very common to see that late nade towards the corner where the AWP so often lives. Usually the prerequisite to taking the line. You see Golden holding now. So more of a default from Fnatic. Suppressing fire into the apps from Crims there, but it is very, very much all Liquid's map at this point in time. Banana the only exception.
Bomb down, T steps. Very slow. Methodical default here. It's going to be Golden to retreat to C4. We can see it's a lead with the Krieg this time towards Arch, firing off bullets here. Good damage done. Nitro with the wall bang, and there it is, the kill confirmed. 5 on 3 here. That should be enough. They can fall back towards the bomb site here. Don't even need to challenge middle anymore as JW waiting for an opportunity, but surely he won't be granted one.
Nice time for that smoke to arrive from Elige. Shoulder from Golden to draw the fire, and now Nitro is in a bit of hot water. He'll be able to pull himself back into pit, no worries, no sweat. But with all of this going on, there is a 2v2 that's about to be established on B. Great angle from Twist, catches JW, FAMAS first AWP, and he thrives. And so advancing, Stewie being somewhat of a smoke criminal now, just dancing around the side of it, does catch Flusher, can't transfer into Golden. Just 1 remains though for Fnatic. He's only got 14 seconds to try and find 1 more pick. That bomb could have gone down, but no. Naf has other plans and picks up himself up another frag. That's double digits for Naf much earlier into the game.
Yeah, this is looking solid now from Liquid. This is the team we wanted to see turn up to the semi-final. Like I said, I feel like it's a bit of an anomaly that first map because they just got overwhelmed. They didn't really know how to handle the aggression from the CT side. Never really got into it, but now got a decent lead. They're starting to hit their shots, starting to look like a well-rounded unit, that's for sure, as Nafly confirms the final kill there. Smoke goes down. There was a chance of a plant, but not meant to be. Krieg now for Twist and Elige. Twist be nading down towards T-steps, trying to do some initial damage here. Actually lands perfectly. JW down to 70 points of health.
Damn. High flash again. They're going to try and get that Mac 10 up quick, and that's a whole lot for the T side early. We've seen how difficult it can be to take it late. Now already it's theirs, and oh, it feels like Groundhog Day for Brolan. Quick arrival towards short, and again he's met by Nitro's AWP. It's a clunky buy for Fnatic. He's going to get himself ahead of that smoke. Nice maneuver from him, so he can support Stu.
They wanted to have some fast pace there. They knew they were up against a double AWP setup. Send the Mac 10s through and see whether you can cause a ruckus at the very start of the round. But now this isn't looking good for Fnatic at all. They're not finding the kills. They're not really inflicting damage. The swing from Stewie 2K is everything. It allows Elige to find some space, and now it's a 4 versus 1 with Flusher again holding towards B. They know exactly where he is. He can't really do much of this at all. The bomb's down towards middle. He's got a Galil in hand, no grenades. Just hoping he can take a player down with him, maybe save a sniper if possible, but there should be no chance here. Nafly's got the perfect position to shut this down. Oh, does he? Okay, then.
What on earth? Why does the Galil... How does the Galil look like that?
Ridiculous.
So precise. Imagine if he does it against 2 AWPs. Nitro, perhaps the next one, should he walk into that library line. It is, of course, established now by Elige. They won't be able to cross too safely. Tucked in on the arch, with 25 seconds left. That is an AWP to save.
I think that's all he really can do.
Yeah.
They're going to be eco next round, or at least a partial buy. So have the AWP, see where we can find some opening picks. If you do get a 5-on-4, commit towards a bomb site. And hopefully, like we said, if you get the bomb planted, the AWP can carry the round for them. Flusher, presumably to use it, considering he's got the armor, they won't have a massive amount going forward to the next round, but it will be 3 players to survive on Team Liquid side. Leads with a couple of frags there, looking very efficient in that arch play. You could see Fnatic trying to bully their way out towards that side of the map, but very well held. As we go 7-2 now. Here's Nitro. This is the initial pick towards Brolan. Up in the apartments, just to deliver there towards Boiler Room.
And this was the swing from Elige. Nice double. Confirmed the round at that moment in time. Let's see it again from Flusher. God damn. The jiggle, the shot, and the perfect response.
Yep.
Textbook.
Yeah, that's kind of insane for the Galil especially. So will be Flusher staying on the AWP. Like we said, a partial buy coming through here, but this still can be deadly. They get a couple of smokes to allow them to get initial control, but the AWP goes down quickly. Stewie2K, he's been rattled a few times, but once again, aggressive, this time successfully, as he continues his approach towards this banana area, trying to make sure that no one can pick up that AWP. And he's confirmed that, I think. Throw away the M4, grab the AWP.
Pushing through, he was playing anti-flash. It's so perfect from Stewie. Still so low though, he is at risk. Will be able to escape just about by the skin of his teeth. That AWP, however, didn't get thrown out. And we swapped and changed instead. Nice work from Naf. He'll be converting this round. Brolan does have himself a little bit of Kevlar, and there is a couple of low HP players in Banana, but Stewie's got no worries, no sweat, and an 8th now for Team Liquid. This is a complete turnaround from our first map, and a spectacularly strong start from the North Americans.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to see from Stewie, shutting that round down before it even began there. Swings wide with the M4, takes the AWP down, drops the smokes as well, aggressive to make sure they can't recover the sniper rifle, and at that point, round was done. I like the exchange as well, giving the AWP over to Stewie, so Nafly could get aggressive there, spray down the Deagles, which we did very well. That was perfect. A very strong round from Liquid.
Let's see if Fnatic got anything left in the tank for this T side. It's the full buy-ish, of course, a caveat of Flusher with that Galil, wanted the utility instead. Naf will be flashed and tuck himself in. The jump for info though, he wants the repeat, he wants the damage, and he does inflict it. Golden limping down to 35. He continues his advance. He's supported by Stewie though. And so they can back away. A successful defense of the initial banana battle.
Oh, I love that. They're so combative there. This time it will be another opening pick for Liquid. Golden goes down. There was a window there with the flashbangs being so effective that he could get at least a trade, but for now, Liquid falling back. They're still with the majority of the utility. And plenty of time for Fnatic here, but once again, we talked about what can the AWP really do. Sure, I can go for these mid picks, but if they're not granted at all, you've already got an advantage. Let them have middle. That's okay, because the AWP can't have any impact if you're holding crossfires on the bomb site here.
You're just sitting there and waiting. There's not much more you can do. Now the T-Smoke arrives though. Somewhat of a gap on that arch cross, which I imagine is not by design. Oh, look at what it enables him to do.
That's filthy.
He's got a couple of these, and now can't take the shot. Pulled the trigger, Nitro's quicker. And extending the lead now for Liquid into another important round. Round 11 of our second map. Does look like it's poised to be a 9th for the team at the deficit at the moment. Twist, does he have a smoke? And oof, wow, so quick. Flusher catches him the second he reveals just a millimeter.
Yeah, a slight opening here for Fnatic, but they need a lot more. That came from the clock. Is ticking down, and Nitro in a prime position to shut it down himself. It's going to be a 4-on-2 now, but the bomb does get planted at least. They haven't had many of those, but surely can't hold on to this. It's going to be JW painted into a corner, and he's going to have to hit some remarkable shots at this point. They know they can even defuse the bomb now. He's got 13 HP. He can focus on 1 kill here towards second middle, but he knows the round's over.
He does, and Naf knows he hit the tag. Looking to finish it off with the pistol just on his USP. The defuse will be coming in, and so a 9th then for Liquid, and JW looking to keep hold of his AWP, and he'll manage that. Somewhat of a silver lining coming into the next, especially considering the finances.
Yeah, he saves the AWP. They've got about $4,000 per player. This is the initial duel here. Golden trying to get up there with the flashbang, but couldn't find the AWP at all. That was great awareness from Nitro. It was such an advantageous position as well. Brolan looked like he had him under wraps there, but still takes him down. That's a key frag, got them the 5-on-3. Bomb got planted, so with the loss bonus, they do have a decent setup here, especially with the AWP being brought into the mix. But JW's 4-8 right now, Crim's 1-9, and it's almost a role reversal.
Yeah, you're right. The scoreline's almost similar. In fact, it was at this point. We were at this point before on Overpass. It was a 9-0 start for them. By them, of course, Fnatic quite a difficult story, a different story here on our second map in its first half. Limited fragging, very similar circumstances, this time, of course, for the Swedes.
Yeah, it's been pretty standard stuff from Fnatic so far. They haven't really gone against the grain at all, just fighting for B control at the very start. Haven't seen massive amounts of aggression on the T side. We see one fast mid approach, but that's when they had the Mac 10s and Galils. Now, do they want to change things up? Is JW looks like he's actually head towards B and maybe challenge that AWP in the hands of Naf. He's going to get himself towards Logs. It's a bit more backup towards this side of the map this time. Firing off shots towards the half-ward, is trying to hold the CTs at bay here. This time a lot more successful. Flashbang goes over though, it's perfect. Stewie 2K, he wants to get the hell out of there. Low HP, they've done it once again. Opening frag, and Stewie's looking much better, much more refined.
Yeah, all it took was, 8 rounds on the AWP.
Apparently so.
Taking that break.
Get yourself warmed up.
Back on that M4 and delivering. He's managed to completely catch up to the tippy top of the scoreboard right now alongside Naf.
Oh, terrible smoke.
Speaking of, Naf on that AWP now connecting. Options so limited now for Fnatic. What have they got in store for us? Flash off the chimney. I mean, you've got the smoke. It looks like Crims might be throwing that out now. That will go towards the hay bales and just on top of the balcony. A preemptive smoke from Twist does actually give him the line of sight. He can still take the fight. He can play around that and still now safe from the Molotovs. 40 seconds, though, with this utility being expended.
So much good discipline here from Liquid, just running that clock down, not giving them any opportunities on this T side, maintaining their lead here. As we hit the 30-second mark here, Fnatic have to go towards quad, but there's no points of access whatsoever. Alige waiting for his opportunity to strike, but it's Brolan. He finds a bit of wiggle room here, and he jumps up towards the side, but surely Alige spotted him and will be taking him down with the C4.
Yeah, that's the bomb as well. JW's going to have to do some ridiculous close quarters AWPing in order to find a way in. That's the star, Alige, but Nitro's still on the site as well. Oh, and JW now with a chance. Now, does he have time to get that bomb down? Stewie's going to have an issue with Crims, and so the bomb can be planted. Stewie needs to hit that shot. Instead, now there's 2v2 starting to favor Fnatic. JW, he's ripping this round away from North America.
Oh, he's above him.
And now Naf with the connection. He's above him, and JW, he is the Reaper and will connect all 4 frags in the site. Close quarters the whole way.
Can you believe that? JW up to his nonsense once again. He said he had to bring some close range AWPing to the table. He certainly delivers on all fronts. The 1 versus 1 at the end. He gets on top of the bomb site here. They've got no idea where he is. Naf had no clue. He's looking for him. He's hunting for him. And still, there he is. It's JW finding that great form again.
How does he have the nerve to just, he could so easily have just gone into the site to his right, but he's just looking left, and he just holds his nerve, holds the line, and picks up a crucial round. That's 3, and only 3. Liquid still firmly in control of our second map here, but that's a spectacular showing from JW just when his team needed something.
Well, this is interesting now. We're bringing out the Mac 10s here, and it could be a prime opportunity to do so. You can see 3 players on the Liquid side without helmets at this point. Oof. If they pick up the pace against a double AWP setup here and just get in fast as a 5-man unit, you could overwhelm this double AWP setup, but it does come out the timings and momentum. You need to get that first kill and continue to push as they look to send 3 players towards second middle here. Nitro still on his AWP with Naf, and remember, those unarmored heads could be a problem. Fnatic are very well versed in this sort of buy. JW still has his AWP, and here's the fast play now, trying to get up towards Arch. Just push with the smoke, and Nitro's ready for it. The trade has to come through, which it does. Brolan gives them now a 4-on-4.
Oh, Liege is going to have support as well. They're so perfectly set up for this, or they were. Past tense. Crims and Flush are the ones to shift it back in favor of Fnatic, and now the Rap looking to head straight back towards B. Stewie realizing he has to take some degree of aggression. How is it so fast? And that's the end of that. Flusher, 2 kills from him, spectacular from him alongside JW to find and put the bow on an important 4th.
I love that. We said that Fnatic haven't really changed the pace up so far, but what a time to do it as well. Just when you know the money's that breaking point, they're going to be buying up those AWPs once again, and we compromises there, and he surprised him with this play. Nitro, he did well to even get 1 kill there, but as soon as they had this interaction towards CD Spawn, they knew B was the place to go. There'll be 1 player there, Stewie 2K, who actually played it really well. Was he blind when he... Half blind, I suppose, but still, he couldn't have done much more than that. Flash over, hopefully get a kill and fall back, but Flusher just so ridiculous at this point as we get into an eco situation for Liquid. Nothing really purchased into the round. It's a pretty standard setup with 2 towards B and 3 at the A site. Money really not ideal. Fnatic might be able to 9-6 this.
That would be quite the story arc of Inferno. I wouldn't be surprised if they just send Flusher in eventually with this Mac 10. Or perhaps even the 4B execute. You don't want to make any mistakes, so any slip-ups, a deagle, a P250, a corner unchecked, and these rounds can get taken away from you. So they'll just throw every bit of utility to ensure that this is the 5th, and it's a neat and tidy 5th. And so tapping away, 2 will have a go, and no worries.
Yeah, all they could really do there was try and get a kill and fall back, but as soon as you see one player above that smoke, you know there's going to be 2 there. The spray down comes through, and Fnatic handled this round very well. It should have been fine overall because they're just up against P250s and Deagles, no armor, no nades, but it's always to be problematic. The likes of Team Liquid with Desert Eagles in their hands, but they avoid the danger man. It's going to be Twist on the other side of the map, who's had a strong performance so far on that A site. Now Fly as well, 14 kills to him. As they take this full eco, they'll be able to buy into the next round, but they probably don't have that double orb set up, I dare say.
Yeah, unlikely. Maybe, just maybe, a chance with the P250, but they've got a lovely setup to ensure that not a single Liquid member can do anything to take a weapon away. And so they will have all 5 standing, despite the 1 HP left in Flash's bar. And that 9-6 you were talking about is now just 1 away. A couple of sacrifices already being made by Liquid as well.
Now, you know that money's low at this point. The fact they didn't take a partial buy there, that was pretty much full eco. You know there'll still be compromises here. Like we said, double orb setup, not going to be a possibility. No helmets at all here. That's not a big deal against these rifles. The utility's okay, but a couple of FAMASs here, 3 M4s. We probably want to see them actually challenging for Banana here at the very start, try and get that control. We'll see if they're that way inclined. We do have Stewie2K making his way towards the top once again, but not feeling the push this time. Drops the initial utility, has to fall back. Doesn't really have the firepower to justify going much further.
And this is actually, it hasn't cost Fnatic too much. A deep Molotov and Banana control is theirs. No nade damage, nothing to worry about. Look at how beautifully satisfied they are with this. He's already considering a walk. Will have the info on an emote. And a re-aggression. Oh, it's beautiful. Stewie set up by the flash of Naf. And just like that, the round favors Liquid by a considerable margin, extended by a Liege. These mid-round aggressions, we talk about it so much on the analyst desk. Mid-round CT aggression, and well, there's a perfect example on either side of the map.
Yeah, they knew they didn't have quite the same setup there to hold off a full execution, so they had to flash over, try and stop the entry points towards that B side of the map, and what a perfect flash it was. Now Flight throwing it from the new boxes, setting up Stewie2K from CT spawn. He gets the double spray down there. It forces Fnatic to probe towards middle, and Elige is very aware of it. 5 players versus 1. Hell of a player, it's Brolan, but it's the final round. There'll be no saving here. It looks like it will be 10-5 as he makes his way towards B. 40 seconds remaining, just a matter of time before he goes down. Of course, he'll take a kill with him, but he should be finished off at this point, and there we have it. 10-5, a great half of CS there. Finally, Fnatic have been tested, and they're in the corner now, 10-5. Third map looking likely, but I'm still enjoying the level that's being displayed right now. Liquid are bouncing back and looking like their usual selves. Can they keep it up, though, and deny a 2-0? We'll find out after this break.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
It's 10-5 in our second map of our second semi-final. Astralis earlier on today did manage to pick up the big win versus the Evil Geniuses, now lying in wait for the grand final tomorrow. Who will face them? Well, it's about time we found out. Machine and Henry G bring you the commentary, and we are into the second pistol of our second map.
Yeah, a much-needed pistol for Fnatic as well, and JW, who is considering some aggression there towards middle, but it's a pounce in response. All 5 players making their way towards quad here. Brolan take the bullet, multiple bullets to the chest and face, as now it's going to be an A-side plant. This is looking fantastic for Liquid. I don't see a world where they give this one up.
No, nor I. After such a spectacular first pistol as well, this is looking like a second. Both teams have won both pistols if this does go Liquid's way on their map picks. Let's see, what's the plan? 4 members on the retake. A couple of peppering shots towards Pit, the twists, just by surviving, by being this nuisance, he's just keeping them at bay. There's 3 of them there, but they can't force him off this box. Golden having a good go. Now Naf shut down, they've got a chance. Flusher as well, onto Elige. Now keeping things level as it keeps going back and forth. They're tagged, and they're running out of time. Crims, however, some good bloodshed. Won't bring them home the round, but will at least keep Liquid honest.
Absolutely will, and of course they've saved 2 players out of armor. They're presumably going to force buy in the second round as well, so that certainly helps things out. Like Crims could even get a FAMAS now to go with his armor there. So if the force buy comes through, they're in a decent position, but a lovely approach from Liquid. Fast up towards quad, a single flashbang around the corner. You can see Brolan overwhelmed, so many targets on the screen. 4 players arrive at that position, all firing off.
They're all shooting
exactly
at it.
where he was as well. So that's absolutely fantastic. They did a good job to even get some kills here. Fnatic, I didn't feel like they had an even chance to get close towards the site, and they managed to hold on to the armor as well, as I mentioned. So the FAMAS does come out for Crims, a scout for JW as well with armor. This is a competitive round for them.
Yeah, especially with JW's scouting. He has done a great job in the game versus MIBR with this weapon in terms of just finding early damage. Not necessarily the frags.
Yes.
But we'll be chipping away at them, and so will that nade. Lands at the toes of Stewie and Elige. Down to 65, and the funny number, 11-5 though the score. Their Fnatic turnaround would be fantastic, giving them a leg up. Had JW found that frag, but Nitro ready and willing just opens up with a Galil onto him. So, whilst the damage is coming in, another utility connection. This time Elige chunked down even further. Is that scout retrievable? Is that even something they're probably not going to be concerned about, considering the fact that this could be a site hit any second?
Well, what's the play here from Liquid? They have got the bomb making its way towards the B side of the map. Golden on top of the coffins for now. This is not looking good for Fnatic. They still have 1 smoke remaining and a FAMAS. 5-4 though. Good grenade is delivered. So Stewie and Elige are low at least. But all 5 players are starting to make their way towards the B side. Only 1 player there. That's going to be Golden, alone with a Deagle. And I feel like he's actually going to rotate over. So taking a bit of a gamble stack here, meaning they know they can't win the round with their current setup. So they send everyone to one side, and they'll have to save. They'll have to concede at this point and have another go in the next round, which is fine. It was unfortunate to lose the first pick. The scout couldn't deliver. And as you mentioned, it's designed not to necessarily get the headshots, to just tag them up and make sure these pistols are a lot more viable. Scout has been found by Brolan, so they knew there's 1 player here. It will be a force buy technically again next round with the same sort of utility as well. But it is Team Liquid handling that very well indeed.
Starting to run out of chances. Fnatic, though, by maintaining all these weapons, their next round is a real solid chance again. SMGs, though, Elige and Naf likely going to be the forefront of the assault into the next. Those UMPs carried over into the next. What's happening here with the pro scene and the UMP? I'm starting to notice its resurgence here, Henry.
Yeah, it's starting to come back, isn't it? It's a very effective weapon. It has that run and gun setup as well, with a bit more bite than the MAC-10 for obviously.
I believe it has the highest, if not one of the highest.
Oh, here we go again. We've seen that. We've done that before.
Been there, done that. But just finishing it, I think it has one of the highest armor penetrations.
Yes, it does. Like, yeah, it's a really versatile weapon. There was 1 point in the game as well before it got nerfed. It was actually considered almost a rifle. It was being used by the likes of Flusher pretty much every gun round. It was so strong. It got a little bit ridiculous. But the fact you get the kill reward there, and it allows you to be a bit more mobile and not give too much away in these sort of rounds, especially against the CZs, it's a really strong choice. And we'll see now the next round come through. Like we said, save weaponry, gives them a fighting chance. There's JW back on the scout, no armor from this time, and they do reinvest in some smokes here. They want to treat this like a gun round. They want to whittle the timer down, as we'll see Elige battling for banana control again, this time successfully. No real damage taken, and the Molotovs are looking very good. They've got a lot of control here. It's Golden taking down to 28, now 0.
Yeah, Elige the hipster with his name tag on the vanilla UMP. He's managed to find himself at least 1. That says something, doesn't it? Flusher, he's got one clip left of his CZ. There's a Deagle on the floor in front of him, and still he stands with his favorite pistol. There, he does make the choice. I thought so.
Well, JW will have to start delivering with some shots here. He pops one off, but unfortunately for him, it does not connect. He's the only player towards this side of the map once again, and he is done for. He'll have to go save once again, but no choice there. Liege will find him. 3 players to hold on to what they have right now. Krim's still with that FAMAS. No chance of winning the round. Might as well hold on to what they have here. Most importantly, the armor, so they can actually have a real strong buy next round.
But that's going to put Liquid on 13, and still not a single body dropped, Henry. Liquid have bounced immediately back after that demoralizing overpass.
I think they knew as well. Like, that was just a strange game for them. They weren't expecting that sort of play coming in from Fnatic, and it just kind of caught them off guard. It got out of control very quickly. They were 9-0 down, for God's sake. It wasn't like it was a game where it was back and forth, toe-to-toe. As I say, they just got blown out of the water, and they knew they had to bounce back in this best of 3. They've done it many times before, and here they are, 13-5 up on the map choice of Fnatic. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect example of why there's a preference and a penchant for best of 3s.
Yeah.
Had this ended on the first, a very different perspective would have been painted. Good to have you guys showing up and joining us here at the Esports Stadium.
13-5 now. Pressure is on for Fnatic. They desperately want that 2-0, but it's looking a bit more like a fantasy at this point with the AWP in the hands of Flusher for now.
Maybe he's living his AWP fantasy.
Yeah, he might be. JW with the M4. So once Flusher got up his sleeve here, is he going for an aggressive pick? That's all I can really work out, because he had a decent spawn as well. Doesn't take it, just holds defensively here. He's going to try and get himself established towards CT spawn. He has got Golden with him. Atrium Boo's coming in for Crims. Just going to be patrolling towards the border position there. No real challenge towards B at all, so Liquid, they can hold on to the majority of the utility. They've got Banana under their remit, but Flusher, this is what he expected, but he gives up his spot, and now they know he's got an open CT spawn.
Seems like that might be a Liquid reaction accordingly. The Molotov arrived as well, and ooh, good nade damage. There's a Liege who tucked that one over towards the new box position. Looks like it might be a smoke exchange in middle. Lovely observing these cameras. Shout out to Sliggy and the replay gang, Jakey, and of course Eamon.
So, Fnatic still with a couple of smokes, now one. That's Brolan, who plays the other side of the map. The boosters work out for Crims. It is a common pre-fire these days. He takes substantial damage down to 34, which is the first advantage they've had really in this second half. It will funnel Liquid in towards the B side, flushes out the AWP. Don't see him with this weapon too often. Can he deliver in a very important round here?
That's something. Flusher through the smoke. He's asked to, choose to fall back, and was hoping Golden would be able to support him, but now instead the sight is there. It's aggression from JW, just the one. Elige looking to get that bomb down and won't be able to find the shots. Flusher will wait for his team to start this regroup for the retake. One coming from Banana, and all pressure. Elige, he could relieve so much stress if he gets this frag, but Flusher knows it. Just by surviving, he keeps this round competitive.
Brolan's got the flashbang. I'm sure that's going to be coming in momentarily, and that's when Flusher will swing. They've got to go in together, though. It has to be coordinated. There's the flash, there's the swing. Doesn't work out for Flusher. He has to rely on his teammates now, but the bomb is ticking at some pace, and nowhere near it. It looks like Liquid have done enough here. Down to the 2-on-2, and Elige is ready to duel here, finding the heads of every single player in front of him. That is well held. 14-5, and an advantage that Fnatic just give up there. Very well played.
That is lovely. The battle of wits between Flusher and Elige throughout that one was something to behold, and a lovely tidy up from Elige. That's quite a spectacular finish, all three in quick succession. Of course, North American fans happy to see Liquid with their heart beating very, very firmly. Fnatic running out of options and running out of money. My goodness, they're back to their compromises.
Yeah, the FAMAS, the MP9, the Scout really doesn't look great out there. They can't really allow this one to go 15-5, so they have to force by here. But JW, he is answering back at least. The Scout finally connects. That's the head taken off of Nitro. Are they happy with that lead? Apparently not. They want to continue pushing here towards B. They've know they've done damage there towards the log position, and this Flusher, while blind, somehow in the open, still continuing to apply pressure here, but he'll have to fall back as he's taken down his teammate Golden. We'll be happy with the lead, 4 versus 3, but that doesn't last for very long whatsoever. Challenging with the Scout once again. Elige will punish.
Elige is on 17 frags. A reminder of just how much skill is in the server over the course of these two. Overpass, we saw profound aggression from Brolan, and Elige is doing something rather similar here in a much more precise and passive manner, but still similar results.
Yeah, Brolan hasn't had the same performance here. 7 and 15. Inferno hasn't been as promising. Mirage looking very likely at this point.
Mirage is a third map. I don't know how much Mirage we've even seen here in Arlington.
Not much.
Very interested to see how that one plays out. I might even, get excited about Mirage given the teams,
been a
the
while.
context. Yeah, and I haven't even seen it for a while.
Golden alone towards B. To deny map points here. He's got less than half health. The smoke is pretty terrible, to be fair, but the flashbang is decent. Denies the vision for the cross, but can he stop the plan? I think he might have a chance here, but Elige, he's ready and waiting there. So a fumbled smoke actually leads him to a frag there. That confirms pretty much everything here. 3 versus 2, no kits available. A smoke and incendiary for Brolan, but he's stuck behind the smoke himself in CT spawn. His teammate will be towards ruins. Crims with the FAMAS. Needs to find a quick kill here. Remember, no kits. They need to operate very quickly indeed.
Lovely smoke for the retake from Brolan. Slight gap, perhaps, to be exploited. The Molotov does ensure that there is no one on Nubox. We'll have to clear this close corner. It's a hard duel to win. Brolan does a fantastic job, and Elige and Naf are actually on top of each other's heads. No kit. A 10-second defuse coming in from Crims. 5 seconds now. Through the smoke, he connects. Naf solves the problem in the end. And between the two of them, Elige and Naf, it's all 5.
Yeah, they had the kit there, maybe that was possible, but it looks like we're all done here on Inferno. 15-5, T-side has gone perfectly so far for Team Liquid. Actually find themselves a 5-0 start. It was a good approach here from Flusher. Gets stuck in towards the bottom of B, but the trades quickly came through. It's when JW decided to face middle. Elige hasn't really missed a beat here on Inferno whatsoever. He continues to find very important kills. Aware of the possible mistakes they've made, and Nafly with a double spray down there through the smoke just to deny that defuse. Forced by again, of course, could be the final round, and Crims doesn't want to go down by the fight, but he does get the initial kill, but it's going to be Stewie 2K who will answer in due course. This is an absolute brawl of a round, 3-on-2 in favor of Fnatic for now, but can they hold on to it?
Yeah, don't be fooled. This is not deathmatch, despite what the opening frags have displayed.
Flusher,
He's still challenging with half health, no less. Will be punished for that on the retreat, but that might bait them into a false sense of security. It did. Golden will take them both. Pull the Krieg into the next, an AK for Brolan, but this is a long and arduous task for Fnatic. Just reminded of what victory can feel like as they find their first of the CT side.
Absolutely true. It was a difficult one. Crims had to open things up. The FAMAS push here.
Gets 2 here.
Not bad at all. And it's the MP9, of course, and the flush here. This looks unbelievably good. Golden closing things out here. Great shot towards Nafly as well, mid-air. Plenty of cash, though, for Team Liquid. This still could be the round where they close things down. A stronger buy overall for Fnatic. They do manage to get a Krieg in the hands of Golden. Still the MP9 for Flusher, of course, and they have got an AK thrown into the mix.
Flusher and his MP9 looking to add another weapon to the Fnatic player tally. The JW Nova, the CZ for Flusher. He just wants another one. Living as an icon. Liquid, 1 round is all it will take. Couldn't ask for much more into this round. 22 now here on Inferno. Oh, the wallbang actually connecting, quite a rarity. Brolan cut down to 50. And now he's gobbling flashes as well. Wants to try and show some presence, and he does so. Just a couple of shots down the corridor before he retreats. 60 seconds. Nade, very late, does huge damage.
Yeah, it's good flashbangs there. You can see Fnatic starting to get it together. Maybe a little bit too late at this point, but it will be a B finish potentially. They are starting to push towards outside of the map. The bomb goes down in middle, though. Still plenty of time with 40 seconds on the clock. They have the majority of their smokes, with 4 of them remaining. JW waiting for that challenge towards middle. Good, so that pretty much guarantees they'll have to go back towards B at this point. That's such a well-timed smoke. You can see Elige grabbing the bomb. I think he has to go B at this point. Do they dare wait?
25?
They're going to try and get towards A with such low time here.
And actually, JW, what is he? Oh my goodness! JW blocking him in the smoke. Elige couldn't quite piece that one together in time, and time continuing to be a topic, because now with just 10 seconds left, they have to get that bomb down. Nitro, he's going to take the corner. That was perfect. That could very well have ended the map there. Nitro, with just 1 extra second, he chooses to clear the corner. A great spray into the box. Another smoke arriving just in the nick of time. And now with 3 left, Fnatic, it's a tough retake. Sure, level odds. But as the time ticks, they've got really running out of options here.
No nades whatsoever 3 versus 3, and there's still flashbangs here. They can start pumping those out right now. Just buy valuable seconds any way you can. Nafai's in a great spot here. The challenge from the graveyard, and that's exactly what he's doing. Fantastic finish from Team Liquid. They bounced back from a disappointing performance there on Overpass. It looked like it was a different team that we've seen in earlier stages of this tournament, but still, they show us why they're considered one of the world's best. That was a clinical performance, Alex, really showing up here in the second map of the semi-final.
Yeah, wonderful to see, and of course promising not only for Liquid, but for this series. We end on Mirage, an interesting one, and a conundrum to be solved later in time. But to reflect on Inferno a little more, I mean, yeah, that was a complete reverse of Overpass. It's promising for the third, is my takeaway from that. Liquid just looked so dominant on that CT side, despite Stewie's shortcomings as well. He was, you know, the first 5-6 rounds.
Exactly.
It was a bit of a mess.
It wasn't like he came into Inferno, all swinging, looking like he's his old self again. It took 5 rounds or so. He hasn't even used the AWP just to get warmed up. Then he found his form, he found some confidence, and at that point, the whole team started to flourish. They actually looked like there was Team Liquid on the server instead of some other team we haven't seen before, like we did on Overpass. Hopefully we get the third map of Mirage being much more competitive result, because that was the pick of Liquid. We've had 2 very one-sided games so far, but Mirage, hopefully we get the 30-round game, Alex. Maybe some overtime. Who knows?
I mean, let's compare Overpass, both, you know, Fnatic's map pick, Fnatic both pistols, Fnatic 9-0 star, Liquid, a very similar story on Inferno. Mirage could be that middle ground.
I hope so.
Yeah, the grand final spot still up for grabs, but I think that is enough from us. We're going to take a break. When we do come back, the desk will break down the second and set the scene so beautifully for the third. We'll see you then.